I wanted to talk briefly about the speed of raising up certain skills. So, medicine. Medicine has been a thorn in my side the entire existence of Bannerlord. It used to be worse because your learning rate would go down every time you leveled up. They took that away though. That's really good that they took that away. And now it's not as bad. It's still the problem that you have to have troops knocked out one way or another to gain it at all. That's really lame because I want to try to have no troops knocked out. So that makes it really slow for me to raise medicine. And I don't want to take campaign time to do weird stuff like starving my troops on purpose or getting them shot by forest bandits, which I've done in past games. I've done that. I just felt like you're just spending so much time just doing that it's lame. It's also lame to have to like sandbag your troops and have like, half your troops are these disposable grunts you're going to charge in just so you get some medicine skill. That's lame too. But, so in this game, as I said, I didn't have good healers at the beginning. I didn't have it's a Naserai Scholar Wanderer that you can get. Will start the game with 120 medicine skill, which 120 medicine skill takes a long time to actually get. So if you can hire that guy, just hire that guy, make him the medic. It'd be better than, I mean, you could do both. You could do both. You could have him be the medic for your good troops and slowly, you could do other things and figure it out. But it takes a long time to get 120 medicine is what I'm saying. So if you can get that wanderer earlier in the game, you should. But I couldn't. So when my day 300 came around, I still hadn't found one, and my Willow Bark was only at like 100 medicine, and she has low intelligence. I just make the sister have 10 intelligence, pump up her medicine, and then what I did to kind of power level it was first I had her lead her own party with me in an army, and I gave her a bunch of troops that I didn't like that much. Or I guess I should say they're just not my cons guards. They're not my best units, which I keep with the medic that has more skill in my own party, which is still only like 100. But when she has less than 100, that's better. And every battle, we just used her troops as a shield. We didn't kill them on purpose. We did our best. But they, stuff like infantry and cavalry, it tends to die. Even if you use it well, it gets shot up by stuff. Cavalry likes to run into the shield wall eventually. No matter, you have to babysit them really hard to not do that. But that's okay if you're getting medicine. So we just did that, kind of were, a little reckless with her troops, finished it up with my troops, and sooner or later she gets over 100 medicine skill just doing that. And then I switch her to my party medic. And then what I did after that is whenever there's a really big battle or a siege, before the actual battle, I would click on my clan parties and transfer all the troops into my main party so that they're all under her. So anybody who gets knocked out, even in the siege, I don't want people to get knocked out for no reason, but they're going to anyways. So no matter who is getting knocked out or killed, she's getting credit for that. And then the same thing afterwards, trying to retain all of the wounded troops so that she can heal them. So that, since she has 10 intelligence, she's going to gain more skill that way than the other clanmates, the Willow Bark and the healer. So that's what I did, and so she joins around day 300 or so. It's not exact, but it's around then. This is day, I believe well, it's later now, but it was 1341, I believe, is when we cleared the map. So let's just say in 1,000 days, she got up to 223 medicine just doing this. Just trying as hard as she can to heal most of the troops and to be the medic during big battles and sieges for most of the troops. I kind of forgot about that during like the last leg of the game, though. I didn't really do the sliding troops back into the party anymore. But for one thing, it's because when you're that late in the game, it's like, well, what do you need a little more medicine for? You're almost done. But so, and this is the thing with medicine, because you need to heal troops. As it gets higher and you're able to save more troops from getting killed, that gives you more troops to then heal, so that helps a little bit. And it also helps just that you can have very large parties with you, you know, as you become a higher rank clan, as you have higher steward skill, as you have a collection of perks that increase your party size, policies that increase your party size. Just being able to show up at a siege with, like, you know, 500 guys and just ram, you know, half of them into the enemies and get them knocked out if you want to, you know, that helps you keep gaining medicine. So it's not as horrible as it seems like it. I think it gets really tough in the middle part, especially early in the game. Like once you get to like 50, just looking at the, you know, how much experience you need to keep leveling and how many troops does that mean I'm going to have to get knocked out and heal before that happens. It just seems really, really, really slow. But then once you have the capacity to have really huge blowout battles and stuff like that, then it's not as bad as it looks. But when you have like 100 troops or less and you're trying to look at how much, you know, it seems very daunting. It's really bad. That said, they need to adjust it. I think you should be getting a lot more experience for this, and I think there should be like a daily tick for it too, just to like, it doesn't have to be a huge amount. It could be, but it should be something daily, just to, you know, because your medic for army that's traveling around isn't just healing them, you know, after they've been injured. They're going to be doing maintenance for them throughout, you know, they have to. They're going to be getting checkups and whatever, you know. There's going to be stuff that they're going to do. They're going to be having to treat their blisters and, you know, won't get into it. All kinds of stuff can happen. So they should be getting experience daily too, in my opinion. And there should be quests and other things like that. And they had them in Warband where it's hard to talk about Bannerlord without getting into that. Like, oh, it was in Warband. Why isn't it here? Why can't I treat a guy's sick guy and just get a bunch of skill that way? The developer, Sad Shogun, said some months ago that they're working on some ways to raise medicine other than combat. Combat meaning your troops getting knocked out. Haven't had any updates about this. Hopefully we get some. Okay, I think that's enough about medicine. It's still really slow. This is how high I got it in 1,000 days of brutality. I didn't go out of my way to get it, though. I didn't purposely get guys shot up by forest bandits or starve them all or any stuff like that. Okay. Engineering, before I give up my engineer. Likewise, he got his engineering up to 213. Now, he doesn't have 10 intelligence. He has 6. I believe he had 4 when he started. So I gained a couple as he leveled up. He's gained a few levels because I also made him a crossbow man. He's also my crossbow captain. Also has writing. You know, he's a good guy. I made him a very powerful clan member. And part of that is because, you know, I kept him the whole game. Got him pretty early. I can't say for certain right now how early it was, but it was probably before I took the first town. If not, it was soon after. So he has been my engineer for probably all of the sieges I've done. There's a small possibility he wasn't there for the very first one. I can't remember for sure. But either way, and you know, the vassals did a good amount of the sieges on their own in the later part of the game, but still, it's the bulk of the fiefs in the game were sieged by him as the engineer, and he went up from 60 engineering to 229. That's as much as he got. Let's see. And one thing in version 1.7.2, you can get engineering skill if you hit enemies with the ranged siege weapons during a live siege. So you fire an Oranger, actually I guess they call them Magninils in the siege camp, but when you build them, they call them Orangers. I don't know. The little one, or the ballista, or the trebuchet, and you hit enemies, it will proc engineering skill. And I've been told it can give you a lot of engineering skill. Now the problem, like I tried it, I got a few points when I hit someone with it, but I'm not the engineer, so it wasn't very useful to me. I was just trying it out. The problem here is you can't make your engineer go use the trebuchet. You can't make them do it. You can't make any of your clan members do it. So, Like that's nice. That's a nice idea that you get engineering skill for doing that. And like in my next game, if I make myself an intelligence character, I'll probably do that. I'll probably try to do that. It seems like a good deal. Seems like a fun thing to do too. But if you're using a clan member as your engineer, you can't make them fire the trebuchet in the siege. That's, I hope, something they will add. I mean, I really hope we have like dozens of very more specific controls in the siege. For starters, not automatically lumping them into certain groups that you can't accurately take apart again. They need to stop that. Just let you use the pre-deployment to separate them and keep it that way. So there's a few sieges where it would give me all the different groups. It has something to do with, I think, how many defenders there are. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but sometimes it would give me all my groups. Usually it blobs them into two groups though, which is not nearly as good. But when they're all separated and you can put all your shield units, into actual shield walls and advance them into the breaches, which I like to make breaches. I like to knock the walls down with trebuchets. It's so much better. They just like bulldoze the infantry and push them back, and it's so much better than having to just like charge them in an unorganized way. I wish you could always do that. It only happened a couple times though. I don't know why. And like you can split that up into different groups, but you can't specifically pull out just your shield ones during the siege battle. You can try and hope you get some, but it's not good. Siege needs a lot of work. Okay.